All right, let's get going.
Hi, here we are. I'm Margaret Webb,
I'm Charles Webb.
and we're going to answer these questions as quickly, as succinctly as possible. Okay, I'll do the first one. Where did you meet? We met 30 plus years ago through mutual friends. We met in a basement, and that meeting was not that memorable. And we and we ended up running into one another over the years. So I knew who he was. I think he knew who I was. I'm not sure. And I think the meeting, we never went back to that basement. I think after that first little encounter for some party, whatever it was. And I think the real meeting was when we worked on a project together. And my favorite memory of that project is you in that wife beater.
That's a t-shirt.
All right.
Second date was at a seafood restaurant in the suburbs.
Yes.
And I remember that because there was a person that came up to us and introduced themselves to us and said that they knew us and, it was great to see us again. And they knew both of us. And we said, "Oh, hey, how you doing? It's been great."
Girl, yeah.
And then when they walked away, you looked at me and you say, "Who was that?"
Yeah.
And I said, "I don't remember." And so, but we faked it. But we faked it.
We connected when that happened.
How we knew.
That's how we knew. That was
all right
when we were together. That we need to be together. What is your favorite date spot and why? For me, mine is probably different. I love when we go to movies, especially comedies, because I don't think I've ever said this to you. It's hard to make you laugh out loud. And
you did just then.
It's easy to make me laugh out loud. But it's hard to make you laugh out loud. So when you laugh, it just tickles me so much because you laugh so hard. It is so rare. So my favorite date spot is movies that are comedy and that makes you giggle. That's what I like.
Well, my favorite date spot is going to the movies too, but for a different reason. I like to go to dramas and whodunits and movies where you have to kind of figure out what's going on. And I like doing that because I like to talk in the movies. I like to whisper.
Oh
Did you
my
see
God.
That? Oh, I bet this.
Yes.
And she hates when I do that. So I like kind of like aggravating her, talking about the movie.
No. And you like to see people get beat up in the movie too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So that's kind of like where we like to spend time together, right?
No, we like to spend time together everywhere.
Just laying in the bed watching videos.
Watching your favorite, when you get addicted to those shows. That's always a good time together. And I follow him around the house, whatever he's doing. He said it's creepy, but I still follow him around the house. So that's where we spend time together. Everywhere is a good time to spend time together.
When did you know he or she was the one, that it was real? Where were you?
You want me to answer that? Okay, before, I've always said that it was when we were at that date at the seafood restaurant. But I've been thinking about this, and I realized I knew that you were the one when we were at the house, and I went in the kitchen, and I had to really think about, am I going to start a relationship with this guy? I really like this guy. I mean, I really like Chuck.
Of course you do.
And am I going to have a relationship with him? I was living alone, finally, for the first time in my life. My children were grown and gone. And this was going to be a big deal. So I was in my kitchen, in my apartment, and Charles was in the front room. And that's when I realized this is real, and I was going to jump headfirst into this relationship.
Well, for me, it was that same apartment. And just sitting on your couch, listening to music. She had the worst stereo system, I told her this long. I told her that long ago.
You can't like my stereo.
But just spending time listening to jazz music was just the most enjoyable thing for me. And then I knew if I could just sit and listen to records with her, that's the one. Commitment. What does commitment mean to you?
That's always a big one.
Commitment means seeing the big picture. I mean, you're going to go through ups and downs, and there's going to be rocks and bumps and trouble and fights and arguments. And she's good for like not speaking to me for days at a time, weeks. Well, there's been a lot of weeks, but ultimately, you know that once everything is over and done and said, that it's still going to be right.
Mm-hmm.
And you just have to go through the rough spots.
Yeah.
The fun stuff and the happy times that's the easy part. It's the tough spot that defines.
That's
commitment.
right. Going through, laughing in the sun and crying together in the rain. That's what commitment is. And knowing that the rain is going to pass and you'll be back in the sun again.
That's right.
And no matter what happens, hell or high water, that it's the two of you together. It's a partnership, and you're going to ride the storm. So that's commitment to me.
Okay. Does Chicago play a role in your relationship? Why is it important? I think it does because we have so many good friends here, and we have our work is here. We have a lot of connections, and we spend a lot of time building careers in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it really plays a big part of who we are and together and individually. Not crazy about the winter, and kind of looking for a winter spot that we can go away for a few months in the heart of the winter. But otherwise, yeah, Chicago is a big part for who we are.
And because we can go out, there's movies and theater and
Music.
the things that we love, music, because we love music. We love going to hear music together. And here, you can always find someplace, somebody to play. You can always go somewhere to enjoy it and have some music and dinner. So we like that. That's very nice. Okay, where do we feel most comfortable together? For me, I'm comfortable anywhere. When we're out, I watch Charles in the room because I like watching him walk around and glad hand and talk to people. And at home, we like sitting in our room watching movies and even sitting at the table, eating together and making jokes, talking about our day. I'm comfortable with anywhere. I'm with Charles.
I agree. I have to go with that because the relationship follows us to wherever we go. So doesn't matter, you know, in a meeting, business meeting, in a movie, at a party, always comfortable.
Yeah. Yes, I like you.
What first attracted you to one another? Keeping it clean, keeping it PG-13, I would have to say observing the way she has this ability to get people to open up. I'm kind of the introverted, you know, only child person, and Margaret just has a way of where no matter what room she enters, she lights up the room. People tell strangers, perfect strangers will tell her their whole life story. And it's just amazing to me that she can do that. So that's what first attracted me to her. And it makes it easy for me because I'm not one for chit chat and idle conversation. But if I'm with her, then I know
he can ease
the
away.
The ice is going to be broken.
Away and not say anything. Just, I'm going to get a drink, and he's gone. Well, for me, what first attracted me to Charles is that he's beautiful. I think he's the most beautiful man. He's beautiful. And I love the way that he moves. He's so tall, but he's graceful. And I think I just like to watch him move. But what made me really love him or start really wanting to get into him was his commitment to his children. The way that he loves his children it was a big thing with me wanting to have a relationship with him. He's amazing. He's amazing.
Oh,
you're amazing.
It's true. Anyway, what are your keys to success? I'm assuming success in the relationship.
Yes.
For not taking things for granted. I think it's just so important, and you know, I still work on it every day, but making sure that, you know, as time goes on, you kind of just can take the other person for granted, what they do for you, the way they treat you, and it's important to just acknowledge that this person is special, and making time to go out on dates, making time to just call on the phone, send a funny text, all that is, I think, the most important thing to success.
That really, I ditto that. Ditto.
Emojis.
That's a big part of it.
We got a lot of emojis.
We got a lot of emojis.
And then that ties into what do you do every day to make your relationship stronger? Sending funny texts, calling in the middle of the day. Yes. She calls me. She knows I'm at work, and she'll call me, and I'll just stop what I'm doing, you know, and talk. And people I'm working with, they're looking at me, and just a minute.
Wait, let me. I have a little story to tell about him in the middle of the day coming. I was a police officer coming on my beat and sitting on the corner watching me work and watching me with my homeless people. That was really just sweet. Just my husband. I don't know if he was there as my backup or he was just missing me, or coming to my job and taking my car from the police parking lot, almost getting arrested, so he could take it to get what were you
birthday present. I was trying to surprise her, take her car and get her windows tinted for her birthday. So I had the keys, I had it all planned. The people at the window tinting place were waiting for me. They were going to do it real quick, and I was going to put it right back where I found it. And I got the car, I was driving, and then squad cars came from all over. And I thought I was going to get arrested for stealing her car. Long story short, I had to, fess up. We weren't married then. I'm her boyfriend. I'm just trying to take her car. I got the key. And I had to talk myself out of that.
But little things like that, don't go to jail. But little things like that, and I want to make sure I say this. People say don't go to bed angry. It's impossible not to go to bed angry, for me anyway. But for me, what keeps our relationship strong is work. I don't use words that I can't take back, which is why I'm quiet when I'm angry. Don't say things that you cannot take back, because once those words are in the air, once those bad names are in the air, once that bad negative energy is there, you cannot take it back. So just try to ride the storm and be as cool as you can be, and then the next day, everything will be all right. That helps to make your relationship strong. That's from Margaret Murphy Webb.
Signing out.
All right, that's it.
Bye.
Bye.